Okay, so when you scroll through your feeds, it's really easy to get swept up in those glossy images, right?
Oh, absolutely.
The Lamborghinis and private jet stuff.
Yeah.
And that whole idea of easy money that just seems to be everywhere online.
It definitely paints a very specific picture of success on platforms like, say, OnlyFans.
It does, doesn't it? Well, our mission today is really to dive deep into the sources you've shared with us.
Right.
Because what we found offers a starkly different reality. It kind of peels back those layers.
Precisely. And what our deep dive shows isn't just like a small difference from that public image. No, it fundamentally dismantles it. The real story, according to our sources, is more like a brutal roller coaster.
Okay.
Full of hidden battles almost no one talks about. It's designed, quite frankly, to shatter the fantasy.
Right. Shatter the fantasy you might have about just effortless digital wealth.
Exactly.
And it's important to get this clear. It isn't just about, risque work, as some might think.
Not at all.
Our sources really stress that it's much more complex. There are significant personal costs, often hidden.
Definitely hidden. They go way beyond just the content itself.
Okay, so if it's not just the nature of the work, what are these deeper sacrifices creators are making?
Yeah, and that's where it gets really compelling, I think. The sources, they don't just hint at the stakes. No, they lay it out pretty starkly. How creators are basically in this high-stakes gamble.
And gamble, okay.
Yeah, they're not just making content. They are literally trading their mental health, privacy, and safety.
Wow.
All for what often amounts to just a shot at going viral.
Just a shot.
Think about that pressure. Constantly needing to produce new stuff, engaging stuff to, feed the algorithm. It often leads straight to burnout. Severe emotional fatigue. We saw examples, creators describing feeling like they're always on.
Always performing.
Yeah, blurring those lines between their public persona and, their actual private self.
Yeah.
It causes significant mental health strain.
That constant need to perform, to stay relevant.
Yeah.
It just sounds utterly exhausting.
It is.
And you mentioned privacy and safety as well. How exactly are those compromised?
Well, it's a very real risk. Tangible. Pushing boundaries to try and get noticed. To go viral.
Right.
It inevitably exposes creators. Intense public scrutiny, online harassment.
Nasty stuff.
And sometimes even real-world threats. The sources highlight this chilling reality of content leaks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, where private material just ends up on unauthorized sites, totally out of their control.
God, that's terrifying.
It is. It's not just an invasion of privacy. It's a direct threat to their livelihood, their security. It can lead to doxing, swatting, terrible things.
Yeah.
It's like this constant background hum of vulnerability for a lot of them.
It really makes you pause, doesn't it? Thinking about that trade-off. And our sources, they had a pretty blunt conclusion about this whole game.
They did. A very powerful one. It really hammers home the inherent imbalance, stating pretty unequivocally that in this high-stakes gamble, the house always wins.
The house always wins, meaning the platforms.
Exactly. And it's fascinating how the sources show that the platforms control the algorithms, right? The monetization, the visibility, everything.
So the creators are chasing something they can't control.
Precisely. Chasing unpredictable metrics. Even the really successful ones can see their income, their reach just vanish overnight.
Wow.
A policy changes, the algorithm shifts, boom. Their success is built on sand, really, on a foundation they don't own or control.
So, stepping back,
Yeah.
what does this all mean for you, our listener, beyond just the headlines about OnlyFans or similar platforms?
Well, if we connect the dots, this deep dive really shines a light on the severe, often hidden costs behind that public facade, the easy gains we see across the digital economy.
Right.
It highlights these profound sacrifices, mental health, privacy, even physical safety, that creators often make chasing online success. A reality that's often just obscured by these carefully managed online personas.
Right.
Which raises an important question.
And that question for you to think about is this. How often does that perceived glamour of digital success stories, any kind, really hide a much more complex, much more challenging human reality? It's, I think, a powerful reminder to always try and look beyond the surface, to question the curated image.
Yeah.
And maybe consider the unseen battles that could be part of any easy money story you come across online.